correct. So the final SEC bowl game was actually last night as we record. LSU versus Kansas State, the TaxAct Texas Bowl from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. Yeah.
LSU made a bowl game?
So they finished 6-6
Barely.
to play the 7-5 Kansas State.
Sorry. If you're an LSU fan, I'm sorry. I had to take that.
I felt bad for their interim coach. Gosh, I can't remember his name, but he's like the O-line coach. But he put it in such a bad situation. I mean, he's first of all right. Well, obviously, I haven't said the score yet, but Kansas just dominated this one, 42-20. That is not indicative of the feel of this game because I think a lot of those points for LSU were scored later on. LSU only had 38-39 scholarship players available for this game, including only one quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier, whose backup is listed as Tavion Falk. Anyway, instead of, I guess, putting him at risk or whatever, they decided to start Jontre Kirkland at quarterback, a wide receiver who has not played quarterback since high school.
Awesome.
So that went about as you might expect. Although he did throw 3 touchdowns, but he only threw the ball 11 times, completed 7 of them. That's a pretty good average. Completed 7 passes for 3 touchdowns.
QB rating's pretty good.
Yeah. And 2 of those were interceptions. So technically he completed it a bunch of times.
A bunch of passes.
9 of 11. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of those points came later on. Kansas State just dominated this one. It wasn't even really close. Matt, did you have any thoughts on this one? I know you were surprised to see LSU in a bowl game. I think many of us were.
I remembered LSU was in a bowl game.
Yeah.
But that's rough because nobody wakes up and says, "Oh, Kansas State's a great football team." It's not 1999. They're not rocking the same way they were. So,
yeah,
LSU's in a weird place. That's that transition. They're bringing in
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
Yeah, he wants to hang out with his family. God.
Which they did talk to him about, by the way. He was in the booth and they did discuss that with him. The fake accent.
If you're you should be on the okay.
I guess there's
it's
still
weird to be on the field, right? Because then it's like, do you talk to the interim head coach and be like, like you can't do that. You gotta be away.
Or just be standing there with like a clipboard and be like, I wouldn't do that.
Did they ask him about the family thing?
They did. What did he say? They did actually talk about
the game. I didn't even know the game was on.
It was something to see, that's for sure. He admitted that he's like, yeah, I am from Massachusetts, and he was just talking about how he's trying to blend in. He's trying to assimilate himself and his family into the culture, as it were. So
see, that just comes off as
there's assimilation and then there's pandering. He was pandering.
He's family. He's trying to get that gold and yellow.
I love his ability to turn it off and on at will. It's just it's great.
Not even a good one. It's
not good. It's awful.
And, hold on. So that's not the only good thing. They also asked him about the so I don't know if you've seen they just had a 5-star quarterback commit to LSU, and he was seen. The 2 of them were together, standing back to back, dancing, while the camera pans around them, and the 2 of them were dancing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Brian Kelly's doing his whatever you call that, his old
white
man
boy dance,
old white man dance,
old white man dance. Yeah, and they were like, what's up with that? And he was like, well, when your 5-star quarterback says you need to dance for a video, you just do it. So,
could you imagine Nick Saban doing that for a recruit?
Nick Saban did the Cupid Shuffle for a recruit.
Oh my God!
A couple of years ago, there's
different.
video
It was
of
at a
him
wedding,
doing
wasn't
the
it?
Cupid Shuffle.
Wasn't it at a wedding?
He's at a recruit's house.
Oh man,
I just lost some respect for Nick.
to be a fly on the wall there.
I bet he got that back when that kid got on campus, though. He's making that kid run wind sprints. Not so funny now making the Cupid Shuffle, is it? Run, you son of a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But he also got the recruit, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was interesting. Jesse, did you have any thoughts on this game?
I mean, it's embarrassing, but a good win, a first bowl victory for Kansas State's head coach, Chris Kleiman. And their running back's name is Deuce Vaughn, so that's kind of fun. And he exploded for 146 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Their quarterback, Skylar Thompson, threw for 259 yards and a trio of scores, including one to Deuce. And yeah, I think LSU had hoped to carry sort of some positive momentum from their upset win over Texas A&M in that finale of the regular season, but that didn't happen because of transfers, injury, and they just haven't been good this year. So
I love that. That's the third point. They're just not good.
They're not good right now.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. It's like we said, kind of about Florida. It's one of those interesting situations where you have the transition period. You just sort of it sounds weird to say, let's just get through the bowl game, but that's kind of what you're seeing with a lot of these teams, especially ones going through a coaching change. So yeah. All right. Well, that does it for the bowl games.